Hey folks, welcome back to another edition of Nonstop Football. Today we look at the potential of adding Dalvin Cook to Mike McDaniel's offense, and if Dalvin Cook could have a similar resurgence as Christian McCaffrey did in San Francisco. Or are we just crazy for saying the word resurgence? I mean, we are talking about a running back who has rushed for over 1,000 yards for 4 straight seasons, his last campaign being the 4th. 4-time Pro Bowler? Okay, I don't think resurgence is the right word, so let's take a look as to where these two would compare in a similar offense. Dalvin Cook is 5'10 and 210 pounds. Christian McCaffrey is 5'11 and 205 pounds, so Dalvin is slightly bigger. Dalvin Cook ran a 40-yard dash in 4.49. McCaffrey ran his in 4.48 seconds, so McCaffrey slightly faster. McCaffrey and Cook had stalwart college careers that saw them be high draft picks. Both were drafted in the 2017 draft. McCaffrey was pick number 8, while Cook was pick number 42. They're shifty, quick, and can get to the second level. McCaffrey was and still is considered to be a very special talent. In the 2018 season in a game versus the Seahawks, he became the first Carolina Panther to catch 100 yards and rush for 100 yards in the same game. McCaffrey's 2019 campaign was one for the ages. He did something no player had ever done before in the history of the NFL. He became the first player to have 1,000 yards rushing and 1,000 yards receiving in the same season. He earned an All-Pro selection that year as the best running back of 2019, maybe the best defensive player of the year too. This was the reason that propelled McCaffrey to superstardom, but injuries after injuries derailed his career. In 2020, after signing a $64 million extension, making him the highest paid running back in NFL history, the injuries started to mount up. In 2020, McCaffrey's season was cut short after a shoulder injury, sidelined him for the 4 remaining games of the season. In 2021, McCaffrey's season looked like a promising one, after starting the season with 177 yards from scrimmage in Week 1, followed by 137 yards from scrimmage in Week 2. But in Week 3, we saw him suffer a hamstring injury which sidelined him for 3 games, and came back, but later was sidelined again after the Week 12 matchup against the Dolphins. He suffered an ankle injury during the Carolina Panthers' loss. In 2022, as the Carolina Panthers were in full rebuild mode, they shipped the star running back to the 49ers for a trove of picks. A 2nd, 3rd, and 4th round draft pick in 2023, 5th round draft pick in 2024. Christian McCaffrey made his debut for the 49ers in Week 7 and seemingly became what most considered the missing piece in making the 49ers a Super Bowl contender. McCaffrey did not disappoint as he became the first player in 49ers franchise history and also the 4th player in NFL history to record a passing touchdown, rushing touchdown, and receiving touchdowns in one game. He finished the season with 1,139 yards, 393 with the Panthers, and 746 yards with the 49ers. He also added 85 receptions for 745 yards. That is amazing, folks. Dalvin Cook, on the other hand, had the injury bug early in his career. An ACL tear to his left knee ended his rookie campaign prematurely. In the 2018 season, a hamstring injury, followed by a chest injury, limited Cook for the season. Despite this, he was able to gain more yards than his backup, Latavius Murray, on fewer rush attempts. But the next 4 seasons would see Cook as one of the premier backs in the league. Since 2019, Cook has consistently hit the 1,000-yard rushing threshold, which is considered by most the benchmark for a consistently good running back. Dalvin Cook is a consistently good to great running back.
Dalvin Cook with a burst of speed. What a cut by Cook! Another one!
Screen pass to Dalvin Cook, slips 1 tackle, and another. Good run after the camp. On the toss, it's Cook. He's in. Touchdown.
Never averaging under 4.4 yards a carry, Cook is the consummate yards getter. In 2019, he had 1,135 yards rushing, along with 519 yards receiving. 2020, his best outing yet as a professional, saw him garner 1,557 yards rushing on a whopping 5 yards a carry average. That's insane, folks! He also added 361 yards receiving. In 2021, having only played 13 games, Cook was still able to crush the 1,159 yards rushing in a season, adding 224 yards receiving. In 2022, the Vikings had one of their best seasons in franchise history. finishing the season atop on the NFC North and had the conference's third best record. Cook was a consistent contributor again, giving the Vikings yet another 1,173, averaging 4.4 a carry. Cook has showed through his seasons in Minnesota that he is a major threat out of the backfield. So why did the Vikings give up on such a talent, especially after being considered one of the teams to beat throughout the season? Who knows? What can be for certain is the wonders Kyle Shanahan's offense did for Christian McCaffrey and the potential of what Dalvin Cook can cook up in this zone read type of running game that the Miami Dolphins showcase. The zone scheme is widely used around the NFL in different variations. In 2020, arguably Cook's best year as a pro so far, Kevin Stefanski's wide zone run saw wide open lanes and used Cook's speed to often get him to the perimeter, where he would be alive with quickness and burst. He hasn't been able to recreate that season since the departure of Kevin Stefanski. Stefanski, who now coaches the Browns, is at the helm of one of the best duo RBs in the league.
Calling the plays for the Browns. First down, Cleveland. Chubb. Touchdown. Good rushing game for Chubb and now Hunt. The 1-2 punch.
But it could also be the emergence of Justin Jefferson, arguably the best receiver in the league, who caught 128 passes for 1,809 yards. What? So yeah, we can understand why his numbers and his production may have been reduced, not because of diminishing ability, but in order to feed the beast Justin Jefferson. So it's not crazy that in a Mike McDaniel heavy zone read offense scheme, that Cook could produce at the same clip that McCaffrey did in Shanahan's offense. And we already have proof of how good Cook can be in a zone read scheme.
A lot, and pitch it to Dalvin Cook on the outside. Good
space.
blocking. Look out for Dalvin Cook. Turn on the burners.
Let us know what you think about Cook being a part of the Miami Dolphins and his fit in the new offense. Always remember to like, subscribe, all that good stuff.